Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASRA Cup Series here in Daytona for race 1 of season 5. This race is presented by Under Pressure Power Washing and streaming live on YouTube at Race Day Live, as we appreciate your continued support. My name is Jacob Emery alongside Steve Tucker in the booth. Steve, new season, new drivers. What are your thoughts before this race starts, man?
Oh man, we are ready to go today. I know that for a fact. These boys, we got over 30 cars, almost 35 drivers today, looking to get the coveted Daytona 250 win today for season 5. Man, I'll tell you what, we've been around for a long time, but today the hype is always so high when we get to Daytona. Beginning of the season, a lot of new drivers, a lot of different vibes, a lot of high vibes in the air. Man, I'll tell you what, nobody is more excited than me today.
Yeah, Daytona, always action-packed. Speaking of new drivers, we got some new sponsors too. So this year we got Battle Beaver on board. Sim Motion is also on board with us with these sponsors. As always, Admin Box and Harpoon Designs. But guess what? First race of the season, the Daytona 250. This is going to be a sunset race, 100 laps. Also, 0 fast repairs, 4 sets of tires, and we got 2 stages. Stage 1 is going to end at 20 laps. Stage 2 is going to end at 50. And we got 3 green-white checkered attempts. I think this race is going to be great. These drivers in here, we got a field, and looks like some drivers are going to be out there qualifying here shortly.
Yes, sir. Right now, we are getting right to qualifying. Love to see it. Nick Biddy right now on track. Tell you what, this is different. A lot of different things going on this season, Emery. Fixed setups, all kinds of different things. But again,
yeah, we've made a lot of changes, Steve, to this season 5, and I think it's going to be great for the rest of these races going forward.
Yes, sir. It's going to be great. I mean, honestly, a lot of teams here today, all kinds of cool things. But hey, talk to us about the race itself. A lot's going on today. Long race, 100 laps. But what else is involved?
Man, I'll tell you what. To looking back, just seeing these drivers and the teams here, that's going to play a big role for this race. At Daytona, you need help. And we've got a lot of these drivers that came in, and we've got 3 or 4 teammates on board. A lot of these new drivers that might not have a teams just yet may struggle a little bit, but hey, anyone can win at Daytona. Anybody can come out here and take the victory. But there's a few guys, there's a few drivers that I think that are going to be at top of the pack, but new faces, so we'll see.
That's right. A lot of different paint schemes right here. Richard Woodruff looking great in that RW Dynamics machine. First up on the board, Matt Smith here, Season 1 champion, followed by Nick Biddy in P2. Great job. Lap times 49.75.
Yeah,
very
Matt
quick.
Smith coming out, firing away, 49.75. Biddy, that's your 1 and 2. Only 2 drivers qualified so far. It's like we got the number 7 with a 49.79, and here they come through. Bowie, he's dropped down to 5th. Look at all these times coming in. Look at all these names, man. It's exciting to see all these drivers out here for Season 5, Race 1, Daytona. I cannot wait.
Yes, sir. Going to be so good. Right now, Scott Gorson in P2. Man, look at that ride. Gold fronts. Love that.
That's
Stephen
one of the new
Piero.
drivers this season.
Yes, sir. One thing to keep in mind, too, we have a family in here. The Honeycutts. We have 4 Honeycutts here in this race. This is going to be disaster for us to try and figure out who's who. But
I will tell you, that'll be a lot of fun going through all the Honeycutts. We got number 15 Honeycutt, number 3 Honeycutt. The other ones have not qualified yet, but they'll be on the board here shortly. Kenny Reel in 13th with a 50.47. Now Brandon Bowie posting a 49.66. He is on the pole as it stands.
there he is in that Bowie Esports 54 ride. New number, a new scheme for him. We didn't see him in Season 3. He was in the booth with us, Brandon
Yep.
Bowie. So love to see that familiar face there. Season 3 champion, Brandon Bowie. So love to see him back in the ride and going back for that back-to-back, I guess not back-to-back championship, but close enough. Daryl Young here, again, new driver. Looking really good, that Grey Goose machine. Ended up actually winning last week in the preseason race here. Looked very, very good. So I would definitely say he's one of my favorites today, Emery. This 18 machine right here.
I will say that as well. But looking at all the drivers' paint schemes that came through before this race started, I'll tell you what, I think this is the best field of painted cars that I've seen since this began. And big shout out to Harpoon Designs. I'm pretty sure he was involved with the majority of these paint schemes. And wow,
Yes.
they've turned out fantastic.
It's fantastic. Look at this. Matthew Fleming with a 49.66 matches Brandon Bowie's time. Doesn't quite get that nod right there, but man, that is so close. And Kenny Reel with an impressive 49.67. So these times, Emery, are very, very close.
They are super close, and I think that's going to be a foreshadow for the type of racing that we got in this season 5. New faces, really good talent out here, and it's showing right now. Bowie with that 49.66. Matt Fleming coming and tying him. He's in second. Kenny reeling as I'm talking about it. Brandon 6 in the 66. So that Chevrolet is up front with the 49.66. 3 drivers, 1, 2, and 3, all have the same times.
Wow, you talk about close and tight field right here. 3 drivers with the same times, just by absolute intervals to determine the pole so far. Amazing run right there for the Battle Beaver machine in Brandon 6. But a couple more drivers trying to go for it. We still have 4 minutes left in qualifying. Joe David sneaks into the top 9 right now. Donnie Honeycutt, the father of all these Honeycutts right here, making a good run. Currently in P12.
Yeah, Donnie Honeycutt in the 22. Mike in that 97. He's sitting 11th. Matt Smith dropped down a little bit in that Chevy in the 54. He's 10th, still making the top 10. Now, one thing about this this track and qualifying, we see a lot of names up front running some good times. Do you think some of these drivers may want to start in the back? Because Daytona Super Speedway, this type of racing can cause a big wreck. And hey, end your day early. I think not majority, I should say, a few of these drivers may want to start in the back and make their way through the field.
It's a great point. I mean, honestly, that is pretty smart to do. I mean, there's no fast repairs tonight. So I mean, stage 1 is lap 20, stage 2 is lap 50. So you have the time to kind of, bide, I guess, if you want to hold back and see what you can do. But it might be smart. I mean, these guys don't know each other very well at all as far as competition. So to be in the back of the field for a bit and kind of feel them out, probably a smart move.
Yeah, I know a lot of drivers are probably doing it, but hey, 100 laps, that's changed a little bit. Steve, talk about that, because before, we haven't had as long as races. Right now, we've got 100 laps with 2 stages. Can you talk about the little differences of lap, I guess, numbers compared to last season?
Yeah,
that's my words here.
Yeah, we're not messing around. I mean, honestly, 50% races everywhere. That's kind of what we're doing right now. Before, it was like 40, 45%-ish. Right now, 50% races, full-on stages. We have the choose car, keep in mind, which is a very cool thing. And so we're basically trying to be as close to the real product as possible. And today we're going to showcase that.
Yeah. Well, qualifying's coming to an end here shortly, and we're going to go racing. You were saying no fast repairs. So if you get in trouble early, your day can be done. And that's unlike other leagues. That's unlike other hosted races and stuff. So you could go into the pits, get a fresh car, come back out, continue racing. Today, in this season on this track, you get in a wreck, you damage that car, you're done. So you got to be really careful. You got to pick and choose your lanes. You got to pick and choose when you want to make those moves. I think the drivers up front are actually really going to be really good at doing that, and we'll see it happen here today.
Exactly. Right now, Grant Davis in that 24 machine. We haven't seen a 24 in this league for a long time, because that's typically been my number. But Grant came in and said, hey, man, I want that 24, and here he is.
He's on the track trying to make that time. Nothing's changed up front. Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie. Oh, look at that. 24 coming out with a 49.66. That's 4 drivers at the same time. Unbelievable.
Great job right there for sure. Awesome. Well, big move right there for P3 for Grant Davis. But hey, look at this. Nobody else on track. I believe everybody has qualified. So Brandon 6 potentially is going to be your pole sitter as we speak.
Speaking of Brandon 6, one driver that I know is going to be coming out this season for blood. He's going to want to win everything, every single race. He did a fantastic job last season, but I know he's coming out and trying to do everything he can this season to make it happen. Brandon 6 in that 66.
That's right. Now, Emery, I mean, obviously we have a lot of drivers today, but early on, I mean, we've seen some drivers in the pre-races or preseason races and also in, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Who is your early pick for today for Daytona?
Man, that's a good question. Haven't put a whole lot thought into it just yet. I kind of wanted the race to go on and see what I got. But if I was gonna pick a driver right now, I gotta pick Brandon Bowie, the number 23. He's put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this, and I think Brandon Bowie's gonna come out and get an early win. I could be wrong. There's a lot of new faces in here, so man, there's so much talent this year too. So it's really hard to say.
Yes, sir. Going to be incredible. 37 seconds left to go in qualifying. Looks like everyone has ended up their lap. So we are good to go. Brandon 6, tell you what, has won the most races out of anybody in this league and shows off with that 49.66 to lead the field here. They're going to be incredible.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, Brandon 6, one of those drivers that he's so detailed. He's literally trying to learn the car in and out, and he knows it top to bottom. He puts a lot of effort and training. I mean, to hear him talk about the car and what it can do, how it handles, changing things, it's really amazing because those drivers are the ones that are out here that are going to be really hard to beat. Man, 6 puts in a lot of time to make that happen.
Yes, sir. Well, right now it is official. Brandon 6 will be your pole sitter today. Right now, we're going to go through the field, as we always love to do, and show off your order.
Yeah, they're still loading. We'll get the order through there quickly here. Steve, you're going to have the honors of going through the new names this season.
Yes, sir. Always a good time. Once these boys start to get into their stalls here, we're going to show off all these cars, all these great paint schemes. I'll tell you what, a lot of... Very, very impressed with Harpoon Design, what they've been able to do for a lot of the drivers here. It's going to be incredible.
Now, you asked me the question, who is going to be your early pick to the winner here at Daytona?
I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a new guy. I've got a funny feeling. I don't know who that is per se, but maybe Grant Davis, maybe Daryl Young. I've got a good feeling about them. But right now, your grid, starting grid, Brandon 6 starting off in P1. Going to be our pole sitter today. Brandon Bowie in that Bowie Esports machine starting off in P2 outside row. Brant Davis in the 24 Battle Beaver machine starting off in third. Matt Fleming, great looking Flum Dogs paint scheme right there, going to be in P4. Kenny Reel, not currently on the track just yet. We'll come back to him. Daryl Young as well, starting off in P6. Look at that picture. Gotta love it. Roger Pierce rolling off. Hold on one second, having some issues. Here we go. Roger Pierce in P7. Love that paint scheme. Extreme Sim Racing. Great job there. We'll go back. Kenny Reel again in 5th in that Jordan. Man, look at that car. Woo! Love that. Daryl Young, there he is in the 18 Grey Goose machine, the Chrome Gooses, as he would say. Love that. Again, Roger Pierce, 7th. Devin Smirker in that 26 All Things Go. Love that mint green right there, Emery. Such a good looking car.
Love it.
Frankie Barroso rolling off P9 in the Bowie Esports, number 48. New season, new number for him, so big move right here. It's kind of the Kyle Busch. Went from one team to the next, changed numbers, and here he is in that 48. Joseph Mealy in the 11th place in that 39 MB Roofing. Love that. Josh Larson rolling off 12th in the Murphys Mechanical Machine. Jackson Anderson 13th. Joe David 14th. Matt Smith 15th. Mike Corvo rolling off 16th. Richard Woodruff in 17th. Johnny Honeycutt 18th in that 22 Cabela's. DJ Honeycutt, his son right there, that Sparkle 15. Nick Simpson 21st. Patrick McLendon in the 16 machine. Anthony Williams 23rd. Michael Lamphere 24th. Thomas Meeks 25th. Tyler Honeycutt 25th. Nick Biddy 27th. CVP Chris Vanderplatz in 28th. Stephen Piero in the 28. All black Mustang, love that. James Kaufman in the 30th place, excuse me. Robert Hissong 31st place in the 8. Chris Parkman rolling off 32nd in that 20. Man, that thing is sparkly. Love that. Jonathan Wright, 33, rolling off 33rd in the 04. Great job right there. And then Marshall Harris looks like he's not actually on the grid right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Some unfortunate news right there, but We'll follow up with them. But that right there, Emery, that is your starting grid.
That is your starting grid. A lot of new faces, a lot of old drivers. Man, we're about to go green here at Daytona. 100 laps. I cannot wait. We do have 2 stages again. Stage 1 ends at 20. Stage 2 ends at 50 with three green, white checkered flag as the pace cars up. And we are got a green flag here at the Daytona 250. Brandon Bowie, Brandon 6, gonna take us into turn 1 and 2. Trying to make it work early. Brandon 6 getting a big push by the 24 of Grant. Lining up pretty well. Bowie pulling away, getting a lot of help from Matt Fleming in the 88. They are 3 to 4 cars ahead. Outside lane's working real well. At number 11, a Kenny Real trying to make it work with the 24 and Brandon. Just can't make it happen right now as the outside lane's taken away.
Lap 2, Emery, right now, these boys are all single file in the front, but double file in the back. That inside road just did not go.
Yeah, not working out well right now. Usually the inside lane works pretty good, but hey, everyone's following number 23 of Brandon Bowie on the outside. 26 in the 56, 39 of Mealy. He's in 6th. Good clean racing, 2 laps down at the moment. Almost single file up front here.
Incredible job so far right now. The outside lane, a little bit bobbly right there we see with Richard Woodruff. But right now, looking pretty good. The outside lane, Emery, we're going to see this lane be the preferred lane here at Daytona.
Yeah, with these new setups and stuff, it looks like he gets some big runs as we're looking on the inside now of Brandon trying to pull away. 24-11 and 27 working together. Fierce pushing 48 of Frankie. Steve, talk about it a little bit. We got new setups this season, so it really changes the way the car acts. Big runs for these guys.
Right now, that inside round, you can see them right now. They are neck and neck, 2 by 2, all the way through the back of the field. We're in grid formation right now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to make any big moves now. They don't want to go 3 wide. They want to stay alive as we're seeing side-by-side racing. Outside lane still making it work. 88, Matt Fleming doing a really good job staying behind the 23, Brandon.
Love to see it. You mentioned it. These setups are different. They're not your typical iRacing default setups. These are VRS setups. They are much better, can handle better. They feel a lot more planted to the track. So these guys can definitely, once they start getting aggressive, they can make a lot more aggressive moves comfortably. This car will stick to the track.
Yeah, from the sound of it, sounds like these drivers really like the way this car handles, as we're seeing a 66 and the 24 of Davis just pulling away. Now, Brandon 6 going to take the lead. Brandon Bowie falling back. He's in 4th position. Five Chevys up front with 1 Toyota, Brandon Bowie. Now the inside's working a little bit better. Single file up front. Now the 27 is going to jump up top. Is he going to make that block? Yes, he does. 23, Brandon has nowhere to go.
So far, a lot of these drivers in the back of the field, they are holding on and biding their time. They know that the front of the pack, if they were to bobble or go anywhere, or if that big one happens early, they are right back here holding off and just holding on to their car and making it clean. But so far, a great move by these guys. Everyone's still in the draft, but up front, it is action packed, Emery.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And hey, guess what? Fantastic racing, 6 laps down, no cautions. I hope I didn't curse that. But we're looking at it right now as we're looking at some clean side-by-side racing here at Daytona. That inside lane is working well in the 66. doing a good job. Now we got Kenny Real making a move on the outside. He's in 4th. Anderson in the 83 and Barroso in 48. Working.
Some 3 wide racing back here, right around the Honeycutt. Donnie Honeycutt right here. There were 3 wide. Tyler kind of got a little bobbly up there in the top lane, but made it work. We're good to go still.
Yeah, a little early for 3 wide, but if you can do it, you can make that race happen, then do it. Side by side in the back there. Still nothing's changed out front. Steve, I'll tell you what, I think these drivers that are out front feel really comfortable. Majority of these guys like being in this position. I don't think they want to be in the mid-pack. I don't think they want to be in the back. They don't want to have any damage. They want to get some clean air and staying up front. And you're making it look real easy as 6, Davis, Larson, and Anderson of the 83, along with 7, number 7, your top 5.
Man, right there, you saw it. Frankie Barroso in that 48 got way up high, got out of the draft right there. Had some issues, but right now falls back to his teammate, Brandon Bowie. And they're going to go back to the back of the pack here. Trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, they fell back a little bit as we're looking at that right now. 1 car on the inside checking up, and we got a blinker. That could be some damage. For everybody at home, sometimes these cars will blink. It could be an internet connection. If you lose too much, it will disconnect you from the race. Hopefully that does not happen here. So it looks like he's back on the track, looking good. Now, Steve, I want to ask you a question. Where do you want to be in this race? Do you want to be up the front with these guys, with Larson and Davis, or do you want to be in the back? Or do you want to wait with Chris Vanderplatz? He's in 28. He's a fantastic super speedway racer, but I think he's just chilling in the back, waiting for the big one to happen.
I'll tell you what, if I can be at the front of the pack right now, I would want to be. That's the best way to, best place to be, because if a wreck happens, you're already in front of it. But if you're in the back, like some of these guys back here, James Kaufman, Chris Parkman, already starting a secondary line right here. They're not in the draft anymore, but they're in a safe spot. If anything happens in front of them, they are way clear, and they can slow down easily. So it's definitely, it's just how you want to play it. Do you play conservative, or do you race it aggressively? All depends.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the top 10 drivers right now, all Chevys, all Chevy cars, as we've got the top 10 all running very strong. I think Joe DeVito in that Ford, he's in 14th. He's the only one there.
That's right. Right now, man, I'll tell you what, this inside lane's actually working pretty well. Typically, we've seen with this new setup, the outside lane is the preferred lane, but that inside lane just has a lot of powerhouse cars in that outside lane. Can't really get going.
Yeah, I do prefer an inside lane here. You can kind of see the track better going into the corners, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You can avoid those wrecks, but man, it's working out really well for these top 5 drivers, making that inside lane work. 27 of Pierce falling back a little bit. He's in 7th now. Matt Fleming, he's in 8th. Frankie and Kenny Real in that 11th. He's your 9 and 10. A lot of movement early on in this race.
Yes, sir. Kenny Real was about to be on the outside there in the lead. Makes a dive bomb move right there on the inside behind Frankie Barroso. Smart move. Is able to get down into that lane. Which one do you go with?
Man, pick and choose right now. You just want to be cautious. 11 laps down. This stage is going to end at 20 laps. They're going to go back in the pits, fix what they got to fix, and come back out here. But hey, nothing is changing. Brandon 6 up front. Number 24 of Davis, he's in 2nd. Now Larson, 51 of Josh Larson's in 3rd. He's up 8 positions. Jackson Anderson in 83, he's up 9 positions, making some moves here.
Larson right there on the outside, gets in front of his teammate Joseph Mealy, and then Matt Fleming right behind him. So we have 3 Flagship Motorsport teammates on the outside. Not a lot of teammate action going on the rest of the pack, but these 3 drivers are making it work.
Absolutely. Scott in number 7. He's up 9 spots, got a little sideways, but saved it. He's right behind the 83 of Jackson Anderson. Love that shot, Steve. It's a great, fantastic look at these drivers are going into the corner here. Now the outside lane is picking up some steam. Josh Larson is your leader. Joseph Mealing, 39, pushing. Matt Fleming still up front here, right behind the 39.
Incredible job with those Flagship teammates. Josh Larson going to lead a lap here. Incredible job getting pushed by his teammate Joseph Mealy. Tell you what, these guys, Flagship has always been one of the favorites as far as knowing how to get around this place and work as teammates, and they are proving it once again.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much it helps to have teammates out here, especially at Daytona International Super Speedway. I'll tell you what, if you don't have teammates, it's very hard to stay out front.
We're not really seeing, Emery, a lot of teammates involved with each other right now. I mean, the Flagship guys are up front, but the Bowie teammates and American Badass, not a lot going on for them. So it's just a matter of, hey, how do we get to our teammates? How do we push each other? You know, it might not happen until after stage 1.
Yeah, a little early in the race. I think as the race goes on, you'll see those drivers, those teammates kind of get together and start working together. Because now we're seeing the 27 drop down. He's going to make the inside lane with the 18, Young right behind him.
A couple of these guys right here trying to make the moves here. Middle of the pack is hard because you get different runs, and they're pretty strong runs with this setup. So it's who do you go with? Who do you trust right now? That's one of those things you have to keep in mind. A lot of these guys are solo, don't necessarily have a team that they're associated with. So right now it's, hey, who do you trust? Who do you run well with? And that whole stage 1 and maybe even stage 2 is going to be used to kind of determine that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you can hold a line and you can push a driver, you can push a car real well, they'll be a teammate with you very soon, and they can help you win that race. So early on, see what happens as we almost have a 3-wide situation. He gets back in the top line.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie tried to make a move there on the outside, just couldn't quite make it work. Hard to make a move, but that outside lane is still working. But look at Daryl Young right here on the inside. Makes that work. And also Roger Pierce. These two are teammates, and they know how to get it done. That preseason race last week, they were very, very promising as far as how to work together. Like I said, Emery, these guys, watch out for them today.
Yeah, Daryl Young and that 18, I think that's a name we'll be talking a lot about this season as he's pushing the number 51, Josh Larson. Or excuse me, Pierce in the 27. Josh Larson's on the outside in the 51. 39 immediately pushing him good. 88 still up front. Doing such a good job up front here, keeping it safe as now we are 3 wide. Brandon Bowie's going to be on the outside to make it work. 55, he's right behind. That's Meeks. 26 getting left in the dust. He's going to lose some spots now. He's dropping all the way to 14, 15.
Yeah, Devin Smirker, unfortunately, was the not exactly preferred lane right there. Bowie made it work, and everyone followed him.
That's what can happen. I'll tell you what. You make that lane work outside, someone goes with you. Now they're going to see it right here. The 88's going to get dropped as well as Meek's going to push Brandon on the outside to make another pass. 3 wide, going to go into turn 1 and 2. This is where it gets dicey.
Awful news for Matt Fleming trying to get those stage points, but right now, Brendan 6 is going to take the inside lane here. We have 3 laps to go until stage 1 ends.
Beautiful look here at 66. The number 27 of Pierce trying to get some side draft. Now, if you look back, Brandon Bowie making another one. 39 of Mealy is going to get tossed. He's in the middle. 55 of Meek's going to push. 15. All trying to make it work on that outside lane.
55 of Thomas Meeks.
Now blinking. Absolutely.
Woo.
Thomas Meeks with Brandon.
The sun is setting, and we are about to finish stage number 1 on lap 20. Who is going to get their first stage win of the season?
Man, I'll tell you what, these guys are fighting for every point. They want to get that stage win. First one in season 5. It's been fantastic so far. 18 laps down. Like you said, we end at 20 laps, and that caution will come out for stage 1. Brandon making a big charge on the outside. He's going to pass Larson to 51. He goes up and blocks Meeks. So now look at it. 6, Pierce, Davis, Young, Anderson, and Brandon Bowie in that 23. All your top 5 and 6 drivers.
Incredible job right now. 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. We have not gone away from 2 wide the whole time. Right now, coming on lap 19, we are 1 lap away from stage 1 ends. Who is going to win this?
Pierce in that 27 on the outside, making it work with the 18 of Young. Who can take this? Brandon 6 is going to get a big run, though, on the inside like he's done. 24 and Davis pushing him. Can he hold on? Last lap until this stage 1 ends at 20. trying to get some points on the board. As the number 27 of Pierce on the outside, looking fantastic. Bowie now drops down to below. Can he steal one? On the inside, trying to get a side draft by the 18. 27 is going to block. No, 6 and 6. In the 66, pushing Brandon Bowie to 23. As it stands right now, 27 is going to get this win on stage 1, and he does.
There it is.
27 of Pierce is going to get the stage 1 win. Up 6 positions. Congratulations to him.
Incredible job right there. I'll tell you what, this whole field just knows how to work together. We've seen a lot of great racing, too wide, not a lot of aggression so far, but Roger Pierce ends up with that first stage win of the season in an extreme sim racing machine. I'll tell you what, great paint scheme. I'll tell you what, even better driver right now, leading the field. Incredible job. Stage 1 ends, Emery. What'd you think?
Yeah. I'll say this. Absolutely 0 cautions. And that was fantastic racing. That was stage 1, man. I don't know if I can make it throughout the whole race.
Well, hey, right now, as we get to some pit roads and whatnot, we're going to hit up our sponsors. Awesome sponsors. We're going to talk a lot about them today and also throughout the season. Let's go and talk to them and thank them for their support.
All right, we are back here as these drivers are going to go into the pits, make some adjustments, and come out and see what they can do. Big shout out to our sponsors. You just saw them: Admin Box, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, Sim Motion, and our race sponsor. Don't forget about it, Under Pressure Power Washing. Check them out. They do some residential, commercial power washing. It does take an expert. I got a little story for you I'll tell you here in just a minute as we're seeing these drivers coming to the pits. Number 3, Honeycutt, he's in the lead now. Young in 18, he's in 2nd. And Pierce, 27, he's in 3rd.
You know what, Brad? Big shout out to our sponsors right now. Sim Motion, an incredible company. Go check them out, simmotion.com, for all your sim racing rig needs. Hey, use the code ASRA and save 5%. Promo code, love that. Admin Box. If you need race control, if you need any kind of just great box on your rig to be able to hit buttons and whatnot, hit that ASRA box is your link right there. Incredible job. Right now, the choose car is being on track. You love to see that.
Yeah, I love to see the choose car every year. It's something that I don't think any league's doing. This is very unique for us. We have that car out there so they can choose the inside or outside lane. And like I said, I don't think anybody's doing it in the business, and it's fun to see it out here for ASRA.
Yes, sir. So you're going to see them. That choose line is on track. These drivers picking right side, left side. Our first caution of the day is the stage. And that is it right there. So great job. That choose car is going to go away. Again, big thanks to Brandon Davis for being race control. And also a huge thanks to Harpoon Design for the incredible paint scheme on that ride. Look at that. Woo. Can't miss it.
Can't miss it. And back to the story. So Under Pressure Power Washing, they're our title sponsor for this race today. A quick story. Wife bought a pressure washer. We were doing some cleaning on the driveway. Well, guess what? PSI was a little high. It started tearing up the concrete. So, hey, that's why you have a professional come out and do it right. So big shout out to them. Thanks for sponsoring the race tonight. And like you were saying, man, our sponsors on board this year, it's amazing to be a part of. Sim Motion, I have a lot of their product. They are easy to work with. You call them up, you email them, they'll take care of you. The good thing, they're only in Washington, so it only takes a day to ship to me. But regardless, check them out. Check all the stuff out. Man, pace car lights are off. We're gonna go back green flag racing here, Steve.
Yes, we are. I'll tell you what, lap 50 is the mark for stage number 2. So we went 20 laps. We kind of understand, okay, who our competition is, kind of get the butterflies out of the stomach. Now it's time to go racing. Stage 2, we're going to race to get to the halfway point. Sun's coming down. This stage, we're going to see that sun kind of getting involved in the driver's eyes and the windshield. So that could play a small role in visibility, but I'll tell you what, we're getting closer and closer to halfway, and this race is just now heating up.
It's always fun to have that little sun in your eyes at Daytona, but hey, guess what? Thomas Meeks in that 55, he's plus 18 spots right now. He's in 8th. One guy to look out for. He's been in this league for quite some time, making big moves early on. Number 27, he's four spots up. Roger Pierce.
Yes, sir. Stage 1 winner.
Too.
Tell you what, a lot of guys coming up in the back of the pack. A few lost some big track position. Matthew Fleming in that 13. But then Josh Larson right now is in P6th. Lost a lot of time right there too, getting freight trains in the middle of the pack. But right now, looking to have a great stage number 2. And right now, that pace car is about to pull off. Emery, take us home.
Pace car's lights are off as he does pull off the track. And we are going to go back green flag racing at Daytona for the 250. Stage 1 in the books. Stage 2 ends at 50 laps.
Right run here on the outside, but they have no help. It ends at Brandon Bowie. A lot of guys in the back of the pack didn't get a great restart. Kenny Rio, Thomas Meeks, but they have a great pull right now. What can they do with it?
Inside lane working well. 18 a Young kind of got left behind as now we got a little checkup on the outside lane. I think they'll make the move after this turn though to get back up front. 27 and 18 need to get together a little bit better as the 66 and 24 of Davis are just pulling away.
Man,
Three wide now. Brandon Bowie's making a move on the outside.
Yes, sir. Teammates of Daryl Young and Roger Pierce going to get freight trained here. They were 1 and 2 in stage 1, but right now they're going to get right sent back to the back of the pack.
I'll tell you what, if one driver out here is just comfortable going 3 wide, that is Brandon Bowie. We've seen it time and time again. He's worked his way up through the field, doing a fantastic job out here, staying up front.
Right now, we just saw Frankie Barroso in the wall a little bit, give it a bit of a kiss on the exit of turn 2. Right now, looks pretty good, but again, still 3 wide right now. Got to be careful here.
Every point counts, Steve. This is working for the playoffs at the end of the season. All these drivers want to get a win out here at Daytona early on to secure their spot. Check up by the 33. Oh, man, 32 makes a good move on the outside of Biddy, avoiding that big checkup by 16.
Big move right there. Daryl Young right there involved. Nick Simpson doored each other. Didn't mean to. Don't think they knew each other was there, but close call right there. That almost brought out a yellow.
As we're looking 3 wide there in the back of the pack. Doing a really good job at Daytona. It's a little bit tighter. It's not Talladega, so it takes a lot of skill to be doing that. And they're doing a fantastic job.
Great job. Looks like they're starting to get settled down. No more 3 wide. Awesome job back at the front. Brandon 6 still leading us forward. Grant Davis right now, not teammates with Brandon 6, but looks very comfortable in just pushing him all the way to the front. And
he's doing a good job. Yep, stand right behind him. What he's got to do. Don't push the driver in the corner. Don't push that car in the corner. Push him on the back stretch, straight stretch, whatever you got to do. As Larson's there behind as well. 1, 2, and 3. Good shot of the 66 and the 24. Look how close they are. Fantastic. fantastic. Looking like a little bit of Battle Beaver sponsorship. 51 there.
Hey, speaking of Battle Beaver, a huge supporter of the ASRA and with Race Day Live, so big shout out to them. Love to see Battle Beaver paint schemes on the track. Love their support here in this league. But right now, Brandon Six and Grant Davis, they are putting on a show.
Now look at this. If you go to Brandon Bowie in the middle, working, trying to get by the 33, I believe that is.
Jackson Anderson in the wall a little bit. But okay. Gonna be strung out there. That inside lane, holding on to it pretty strong.
Man, oh man. Big checkup on the outside. One driver trying to make it work 3 wide, just not happening. Now we got 2 packs. It's not uncommon with this green flag racing is to see these 2 packs working together. The sun is going down. Lights will be coming out here shortly. 28 laps down here at Daytona. Brandon Six in his 66 in that Chevy, staying out front, doing a good job. Grant Davis in the 24, a new driver this season, also doing a fantastic job pushing Brandon Six up front.
Incredible job right now. Lap traffic being involved. Looks like Marshall Harris is back on the track. Unfortunately, down quite a bit right now. 28 laps down. Unfortunately, had some issues there for him, but getting out of the way. Much respect right there for him. In that Harpoon design machine, man, I'll tell you what, that car is, you cannot miss it. Love that. Love Harpoon design. And love what they do here for us at the ASRA, but great job right there.
Yeah, down lap, but still out here making it work, trying to put in some time. Love to see that. A lot of drivers would probably just leave and say goodnight, but he's out here doing what he can. As we're having some fantastic racing, 30 laps down now. This stage ends at 50. Side by side, outside's trying to make it work, but that inside lane's just too fast.
Yes, sir. Right now, looking really, really good. Outside lane, again, does prevail here typically, but we have seen the inside work. So these guys have found something to make this inside lane work. More so Brandon Six and Grant Davis leading this field. They found the trick.
Yeah, it's been a little strange to see it unfold, but it's been a lot of back and forth. If you got some big runs on the outside, it seems like that's where you want to be. And then all of a sudden, the inside lane's working. So it's very, very interesting. A lot different than last year's setup in these cars.
Yes, sir. And the secondary pack, keep these guys in mind because they're fighting for positions too. I mean, they might have lost the draft, but these guys are fighting for spots. They're fighting for points. Anything can happen. And if that front of the pack, that big pack, has an incident or a wreck, guess what? These guys are in great shape. But right now, being led by Joe DeVede, Matt Smith, a lot of these drivers, Chris Vanderplat's at the front of the field. I know a lot of Chris Vanderplat fans in the chat. We appreciate you. We appreciate him.
Yeah,
under pressure.
He's a fan favorite.
Yes, sir, he is. Look at that car. Under pressure. Power washing services. Tell you what, it's a great looking car.
That's a good look. Great look. Here's one thing to think about, Steve. With this longer stage here, is fuel going to be an issue? Are we going to have some green flag pit stops?
There shouldn't be. Fuel for these races, these super speedways are at 75%. We do that strategically so that these guys can just focus on the big packed racing and all the stuff that we want to see and watch. So that's the goal today. I think later on, stage 3 for sure. But right now, we're just racing hard as we can.
Fantastic. They're doing a fantastic job. Uh-oh.
Woo, big wreck.
On the wall. They're keeping it together.
My word, we pulled away just as it happened.
Unbelievable. 3 wide, 1 car up in the wall, saved it. We're still racing.
Yes, we are. That tore this pack apart. Amazing save by these drivers. Couldn't really catch who it was, but man, oh man, that was such a good drive by these guys to hold on to it. Unreal. But back at the front, no caution. Brandon Six still leads the pack.
Love it. Love to see it. 56 now, I believe of, yeah, big jump. Number 56 making a big move on the outside. I'm sorry, my screen's kind of got messed up there. Richard now making it work.
Yes, sir. He knows how to get it done. He is definitely great at these restrictor plate tracks. Watch out for him too, but Richard Rolsifer making a move here on the outside. Strong power move here. Trying to get around these guys.
These runs have been quite strange and unbelievable to watch, but hey, they're making it work. I think Brandon on the inside's probably in the best position. Nothing's changed. Brandon 6, Davis and Larson at 51. Meeks back there now. Meeks is in 4th position. He's up 22 spots in that Chevy.
Incredible job. New paint scheme for Wheels America. Fantastic job. We salute them. They were working with us for 4 whole seasons. Seasons 1 through 4, we were known as the Wheels America Cup Series. I'll tell you what, they chose to do sponsor Thomas's car and just move on to different endeavors. I'll tell you what, we are so grateful for all the time and effort they've put into us. And I'll tell you what, they are forever friends of ours. Awesome job and awesome company. Go check them out, wheelsamerica.com. But right now, on the outside, Richard Waltifer, he is trying to get to the front here, being pushed by Patrick McGlendon, doing a great job.
Yeah, trying to make it work. 55 of Meeks. He's probably live streaming too, so go check him out on Twitch. He's always live streaming these races. So good guy, good sponsor, great driver as he's making it work out front.
Tell you what, one guy to keep an eye out on. It's Nick Simpson, last year's Contender Series champion. Right now in that 46 machine, Service Bike Services. Tell you what, has an old school look to it. I love to see that. And he's making a move. He's holding on to it. Top 10 right now. A lot of fans in the chat as well. And great guy. Looking to make that a good debut here for today.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody at home watching live on Race Day Live on YouTube. Thanks for being here. We appreciate your support. Changed some things up this year. New design, new logo. Everything's going real good here early on as we got a big run again. Now he's up front in the 56 of Richard. He's going to pass Brandon 6 on the inside. Patrick in that 16 making it work with the 32.
Look at these bump drafts. Patrick is not messing around. He is push drafting him into the lead. Waltifer, it might be your lap leader today. Right now, lap 37. He will.
New leader right now, Richard in the 56, up 9 positions. Patrick right behind him in the 16. He's up 19 spots. 3 Chevys up front. Nick Biddy in the 32, the only Ford up here right now. Kenny Real making some moves too.
Big move right there. Patrick McGlendon out of turn 2, pushed. Oh man, Waltifer a little too hard. Waltifer made a crazy good save in front of the pack here. Holds on to it in front of Brandon 6.
Man, oh man, that was close.
Incredible
23
job.
now, looking to make some moves. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't make it 3 wide and do what he's been doing the whole race. Because he's got Kenny Real behind him in 11, going to push him, going to follow him. Let's see what he does here. A little bit of checkup. Oh, they're going to stay true. Inside lane, making it work now. Big checkup on the outside. 48 getting some contact.
Big move right here. Car on the wall.
Oh, man. Green flag still. No caution. 38 laps in. This stage is going to end at 50.
Devin Smirker was in the wall right there, basically sideways, held on to it somehow. Ended up keeping it in the wall. Has some right front damage. You can see it. Man, not good right there. That was such a close call for a caution, but again, these guys just holding on to it, keeping it straight.
Devin in that 26, the Ford, good looking car. He's now dropped down 10 positions. See if he can make it back up there. He's got a lot of time left. We're not even halfway through the race. 39 laps down now. As Richard is still up front in the Chevy. Brandon 6 now in 2nd. Grant Davis in the 24. He's 3rd. Single file up front. 55 of Meeks. The only car that's left there side by side. 3 wide now. 32 of Nick's going to be on the outside. Brandon Bowie's going to follow.
Patrick McGlendon falling down like a rock right now in the middle of that turn 3. Can't quite get the draft, but here he is. Going to find a lane here.
He drops all the way back. Got to catch the draft as he's staying on the inside. Man, big move by him there. Unfortunate.
Great job, Nick Biddy here on the outside lane. Don't forget, this man almost pulled off the win last season here at Daytona. Finished P2, and right now showing off his super speedway chops on the outside, being pushed by Brandon Bowie. Great job so far.
Yeah, Nick Biddy. Got to watch out for him. Always a name you're going to be talking about late in races. In that 32, doing a good job. Brandon Bowie doing also a fantastic job pushing him on the outside with a little bit of checkup. Not too much as they're going to make a big run. Can they get by the number 56 and the 66 on the inside working together?
2x2 all the way back. Ooh, look at this. Richard Walsford deciding to go up high with Nick Biddy. Interesting move here. We've seen Brandon 6 and Grant Davis make it work on the bottom lane, so interesting call here for Walsifer.
Yeah, let's see if he can make it work. Maybe in the outside lane he feels a little bit more comfortable, but we've seen Brandon 6 make it work real nice on the inside, especially with 24 Davis pushing him. 51 there of Larson. He can make it work as well. As we're seeing a little bit of run on the inside now, 42 laps as they cross.
Yes, sir. Right now, 42 laps across the line right here. Almost at halfway. Stage 2 ends at lap 50. What can they do?
Man, Steve, this has been fantastic racing early on. First race of season 5 here at Daytona. 0 cautions, 42 laps in, and we only got a couple more as we get to our stage 2. Brandon is the one to beat so far early on. Nobody close.
Amazing job right now. With lap 42 before the stage ends, we're going to go non-stop right here on Race Day Live. And thank our sponsors. You won't miss a thing.
As we are back live now here at Daytona, we're watching some action-packed non-stop racing. 44 laps in. This stage ends at the 50 mark. Big moves on the inside, on the outside, side-by-side racing.
Brandon Bowie going to lead his first lap today. Look at him, power move right there around Richard Walsifer, his teammate right behind him, Brandon 6. Watch out for these two right here. Awesome,
Man,
awesome
big
job.
change up there. Yep, absolutely. Daryl Young in the 18. Frankie there as well in that 48. Kenny Reel now in the 11th. He's 3rd.
His song and Daryl Young making a move here on the inside. Daryl going to try and poke out the inside, outside, but doesn't have the lane right there, really. Doesn't have the drafting help. Now we're going to get freight trained a little bit. Bad move on Daryl Young's part.
18 dropping way back. Sparks in his car.
Woo! Oh, big wreck right here.
Kenny Reel's involved.
First yellow of the day. Walsifer, he tried to make a move.
Unfortunate there. Looks like the car got right in the back of Kenny Reel, I believe. We're going to take another replay at that and see what's happening. And I'm not sure how they're going to call this. We got 46 laps in. This stage ends at 50, so this might be the end of the stage.
This is it. Yes, sir. So that was the stage end. Anything within A yellow flag that happens within 5 laps of the stage end is the stage end. So right there, Brandon Bowie is going to be your stage 2 winner. Great job by him to get out in front.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie, that 23, your winner. Congratulations to him. Brandon 6, Nick Biddy, Frankie got ahead of that. Not involved. Kenny, unfortunately, is going to go to the back, try to get that car fixed. Hopefully not a whole lot of damage to get back out there and race. We are about to be halfway done with this Daytona race here.
That's right. Let's take a look back at that replay and see what actually happened. Our first caution for incident of the day. Walsifer just gets up, man.
Big hit by Kenny. He hit that wall hard. Unfortunate.
We'll go back a little further back. Let's see what actually might have happened here. Yeah, Walsifer tries to go on the oh, he's in the middle. Oh, maybe gets loose right here.
Yeah, just got in the middle, got loose there. Didn't want to hit the top guy, came down. Kenny got the brunt of it. Oh, only a couple cars involved here.
Yeah, and for Kenny and Joseph Mealy right here, not massive damage. Definitely fixable. Nothing to take them out of the race, which looks like to be, I guess, the good case. But man, tough break for these guys. Not sure what Mealy's doing here as far as Kenny
I'm not sure if he had his steering wheel off or something happened to the car, but yeah, kind of running Kenny into the grass. There might be some words said about that, but man, unfortunate by both drivers. Like I said, hopefully Kenny can fix that car, come back out here.
Yes, sir. And right now, a lot of people are pitting. Brandon 6,
yeah.
Most of the field, but a couple of guys stayed out. Brandon Bowie, Nick Biddy has stayed out. So interesting call here.
Interesting take there. Yeah, interesting take there because, hey, there's no more stages. Unless they get a caution, they got to go back in and get some fuel. Tires don't really matter that much right now at this point in time of the race, but big move there to stay out and not go and pit.
Yes, sir. Let's go and see if we can actually talk to him. Brandon Bowie, our stage 2 winner. See if we can go and snag him real quick.
We'll bring up the old partner. He was last year's driver or announcer. He was in the booth with us, but now this season he's full-time driver. Love to see him out there on the track. Brandon, you got a copy?
I got you, boys.
Brandon, so we just watched you stay out. Got a little strategy early on, huh?
No, unfortunately, I didn't know that was the stage, so yeah.
Oh.
And
Well,
it wasn't said until after I passed the pit lane, so.
Gotcha. Well, it may work out for you. Brandon Bowie sitting there. He is our stage winner. You got anything for Brandon, Steve?
Hey, man, great job right there. Stage 2 winner. A lot of race left to go. I mean, how are you going to win this thing? You've been looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if I can, I got Biddy. Looks like he stayed up behind me, so it looks like we're kind of stuck on the same strategy. So, might work with him and see. You know, we had to come down pit road probably around the same time, and then maybe we can hopefully just, you know, make something happen. I mean, that's the only thing we got. So a caution will probably help out, but we'll have to see.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, hey, good luck rest of the way. I'll catch you, man.
All right, thanks. Yes, sir.
Well, you heard it live by Brandon. Stayed out. Didn't realize that was the end of stage 2. It could be a costly mistake, but we got a lot of racing left. We're almost halfway done with this Daytona race, and there's going to be a lot more action. He's going to want a caution probably late in this race so everybody can go in and get some fuel.
That's right. But right now, we are coming to the choose. Tell you what, these guys, this is big. The choose rule is massive. Trying to figure out where you want to start, where you want to lead people, but either way, Brandon Bowie's still going to lead this race, but fuel strat might be a bit different for him now.
Yeah, you know, he was talking about having Biddy come down with him while he pits. The biggest thing is if you only have a couple 2 to 3 cars coming in to pit with you, it's really tough to get that car up to speed because all these other drivers are using so much draft. So hopefully it works out for him. We'll see as we are looking at the choose line here as these cars decide if they're going to go on the inside or outside lane. They have the options. Great shot right there.
A lot of drivers picking the outside lane, but this is Time to Choose, sponsored by Harpoon Design. Fantastic on-screen graphics here. That choose rule can play a big role into how this race ends. and every race ends.
Presented by Harpoon Designs. Go check them out. A lot of these cars that you're seeing on Race Day Live YouTube broadcast, a lot of these cars have been painted by Harpoon Designs. So check him out. He does great work.
Great stuff. But Brandon Bowie chooses the inside lane, obviously. Going to be leading this race. We're going to have one lap to go here until we go back green. But Emery, I mean, what are your thoughts so far? Obviously, a great race so far. One caution.
Yeah,
how's it going?
It's been fantastic. It's love to be. I love to be in the booth and watch these guys, do this level of driving. We got 6 and Brandon up there in the 23, going to fight it out. Actually, Brandon's going to go back down to get some fuel. He's going to pit now. It's been great, Steve. It's been a really good race. We are now halfway done, and these new drivers that came out here for Season 5, they look fantastic. We got a lot of competition, a lot of skill, a lot of talent on this race.
Yes, sir. Right now, huge shout out to the chat right here. A lot of guys, big fans of CVP, a lot of fans of Nick Simpson, a lot of fans of everybody here. So big shout out to you guys. 38, almost 40 people watching. Really appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be here every Tuesday for the ASRA Cup Series and also every Thursday for the Misfit Racing League Truck Series. We're a bunch of guys over there too. So tell you what, this is, I mean, if this race so far is how the season's going to go, Emery, I'm here for it. This is going to be incredible.
Same. And big shout out to everybody watching at Race Day Live. Hey, big shout out to Mom and Dad. I know they're watching at home on the big screen. How are you doing? Hello, this is your son from the booth. Just want to say hi. But 35, almost 40 plus viewership here on Race Day Live. This is new for us, Steve. This is fun. This is exciting. And man, this has been one of the best races I've been a part of for the last 2 seasons. Man, I can't wait for this season to start.
Yes, sir. Always a good time here. I'll tell you what, every car is still out on the field. A couple of tires banged up, but everyone's still in. No big one has happened. Only a couple of minor mistakes. But hey, these last 50 laps, anything can happen, and they probably will happen. So.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yep, you're absolutely right.
So far, awesome job. Tell you what, once we go green, you know what time it is. Our very first Bring the Noise, sponsored by Harpoon Design. We're going to crank it up, and we're going to let you guys hear the roar of all 35 of these cars here on track for the ASRA Cup Series. But first, that pace car is going to pull off.
Pace car's gonna come off the track. The lights are off. We're gonna go back green flag racing. We're halfway done. Daytona International Speedway. The lights are coming on, and we're gonna bring the noise when they cross the finish line as Brandon 6 and Frankie now in the 48 take us into turn 1 and 2. And as we are back now, we just brought the noise. Good shots, great camera views by our producers. Brandon 6 in the 66 is now up front again. Frankie in that 48, he's in second, going to be making the pushes. Matt Fleming is top 5 again. He's in the 88 and the 15 of Honeycutt in the 4. Don't forget 51 of Larson. That's your top 5 as the inside lane is working again. Number 7 of Davis in the 24 trying to make it work. Excuse me. 7 in the 24 to 5 and 7.
You're right, Scott Kazorn has been right there within that top 10 trying to make it work, but right now finds himself on the outside, but gonna get past here by Grant Davis.
No. 24 and 18 are gonna make the pass on the inside. 7 gets left up top. He's gonna drop a lot of spots, Steve.
Yes, sir, he is. Unfortunately, not gonna have that drafting help, but tried to make the move, but does a great job holding on to it. Gonna find a gap here in front of Woodroof. Makes it work.
Yeah, he's back in with the pack. Didn't lose the draft. He can make his way back up there, as I think now he's going to drop to the inside lane. Six and Frankie making the same times that last lap. 55 laps down. Look at that number 8 car. The sun is coming down. It's starting to sunset. The lights will be coming out. Big run on the inside here. And that's your number 24 car. Grant Davis now going to battle it out with Frankie up front. Top line working now. 6 wants to be on the top with Frankie. 18 of Young as well. Daryl Young in that 18 car.
Incredible job here. Grant Davis makes that move on the inside.
Steve, I really think you got to pick and choose where you want to be. I think you got to really have drivers behind you who can really push you. It's really paying off as you're seeing these top lines starting to work on the inside lane, starting to work, and it's just a mismatch. It's hard to figure out which way you want to go, as now the 88 of Fleming's going to lead us up front. 24 of Davis in third. He's kind of getting pushed behind. 6 is dropping back to 5th. That might be the lowest spot he's been all race. 57 laps down as they cross.
Amazing job right here. Matt Fleming knows how to get it done here on these super speedways, and he's showing it. Has no teammates in sight. Josh Larson a little bit further back in third, but I'll tell you what, Matt Fleming making a power move here, but DJ Honeycutt, where'd you come from? He was stuck in that secondary pack, Emery. Right now, very, very impressive P2.
Yeah, I think you'll start seeing these drivers there being a little bit patient. But now, hey, 57, 60 laps almost down. You got to start making some moves. There's not very many cautions in this race. And too good of drivers, you got to do it early or you're going to find yourself in the back all day long.
Unbelievable job. Grant Davis just knows how to get this done on the outside. Brandon 6 and Grant Davis have been side by side, back to back the entire race. And yet again, the outside making it work. But hey, look out. Frankie Brosso in that 48. He is right there behind him.
Frankie, absolutely in the 48. Got some big wins last season. He was right there to be your contender for your champion. Didn't quite get it. He wants to come out this season to make it work. He's got to get by a lot of good drivers as he's up front, working with that 88. Oh, now 66 and 48. Sorry, 24 on the outside stays there.
Man, Frankie thought he had a space right there in front of Matt Fleming, but did not. Has to stay up high.
Steve, I can't tell you where I want to be. Do I want to be on the inside lane? Do I want to be on the out? It's just in fourth, tight racing here. No one's going 3 wide just yet. Brandon Bowie was doing it early, but he missed the pits, and now he's in the back trying to make his way through this field. Everyone up front is side by side. 46 and 55 getting a little bit of loose.
Frankie Brosso making a move here on the inside of Grant Davis. Going to try and take this lead in front of his teammate Brandon 6. What can he do?
Daryl Young in that 18 doing a really good job on the outside, staying true behind Grant Davis in the 24. All your top 5, all Chevys. Grant, Daryl Rogers, Frankie Barroso, and Brandon 6. Brandon 6 now is down 4 positions. He's still in the top 5. Joe DeVede's back there now. He's in 5th position. He's up 9 spots in a Ford. Now he's in 4th position. Can he make a move? He's on the new Bonefish car.
I'll tell you what, incredible run. Ooh, hold on, what's going on here? A lot of cars being shuffled back. Oh no, Daryl Young into the wall on the inside.
Daryl Young out here doing what he can do all day long, gets pushed onto the inside in the grass. He's going to lose the draft. No caution. That's going to be a tough break for him. Unfortunate. Let's take a look at the replay.
Even further back, let's go back and take a look. Man, what happened to Daryl Young? Ooh, we're seeing Grant Davis as well in the back of the field.
2 cars involved.
We'll go back even further. Man, what happened?
Their cars are still alive. No contact, at least from what I can see.
Here we go.
Right up front here, I believe. Let's take a look. Just gets crossed.
Oh, Grant Davis makes a move around.
Unfortunate.
Comes across the nose of Daryl Young, but just doesn't have the room. Wasn't cleared. Unfortunately, Grant Davis going to be maybe okay. Does Daryl hold on to it? Ooh, smacks the wall.
A little bit of contact, yep.
Unfortunate right there for Daryl Young. And then Grant Davis holds on to it. No damage on his car, so should be okay if a caution comes out. But man, that's a tough break.
Back on the race, Steve. Matt Fleming is now your leader. If we go back to 88, he's up front. DJ Honeycutt, he's up 18 spots. He's now 2nd. The only Toyota up here. Frankie now drops down to 4th, and Josh Larson is in 5th. Side by side still. Side lane working for Matt Fleming. Where did DJ Honeycutt come from in the number 15 car?
I'll tell you what, that caution right there, or would have been caution, that could have been a huge wrecker there, but luckily for the field, they both pulled off. But right now, Roger Pierce and Frankie Barroso up front, looking strong.
Yeah, looking back in the middle of the pack, we've got Thomas Meeks and Matt Smith. Nicholas Simpson in the 46. They're right there trying to be patient to make it work as we got big checkup on the inside. Can they stay? Man, oh man. Kenny Real in the 11 on the outside misses that big checkup. We're still green. 63 laps down now. We got to go to 100.
You can start to see the impatience, Emery, a little bit.
Yep, it's going to happen, people. These drivers want to make the moves. Chris Parkman in the 20. He's up 26 spots, now in 5th. What a move by him. I love the number. That's one of my favorite numbers. He's in the Chevy. Good looking car there, black and white, nationwide. So much changing up front with leaders. Roger Pierce in the 27's in front. Frankie's in 2nd. Now Brandon 6 is back up in the top 3. Steve, now the outside lane's working.
It is. Sun's going down. The grip levels do change a little bit. And right now, the outside lane is showing that it is dominant. But that sun, it's going down. It's going to be a night race here shortly as Frankie Barroso makes the move here on the inside. Can he complete it? His teammate Brandon 6 alongside with him. Big shove right there. Great move.
Now you got Frankie up front in that 48. 6 gonna push him all the way, and Matt Fleming in that 88. 1, 2, and 3. That's gonna be a tough crowd to beat right now as they're gonna work together on the inside lane, I would say, until the race is done. But now 27 of Pierce, he dropped all the way back. Single file up front.
Yes, sir. We're seeing a little bit of discombobulation right here. Both these lanes aren't really getting together as much, but tell you what, they are trying. A lot of big runs coming in right now on the outside. Joe DeVede, he is making it move on the outside of Josh Larson.
That outside lane needs to get a little bit tighter to make it work. They need to work with that draft. As it looks like Biddy is working now, making it happen. Some more cars, the 16 and 54 now jumping on the top outside lane. Pierce, that's your top 10. 67 laps down.
Tell you what, we are 33 laps away from determining a winner for this Daytona 250, sponsored by Under Pressure. Who's going to lock themselves into the playoffs already with a win at Daytona?
I'll tell you what, if you get a win out here early at Daytona, it takes a lot of pressure off the next couple of weeks when you go back to these racetracks. These guys want to come out and get a win early. Ooh, contact up front.
Ooh, Frankie's going to get three trained here.
Frankie's going to be left. Will someone come up top and help him out? He's on the outside. He can drop back 10 plus spots as now he gets back in there. 46 is Simpson letting him in. 48 didn't drop too many spots. Frankie got kind of lucky there.
He sure did. Did lose a lot of spots, but man, I'll tell you what, that is not what he wanted.
All is clear. We're still green flag racing. No harm was done. Now the outside making the big runs. Frankie and Fleming working together. 46 kind of gets left as Frankie goes on the inside. Simpson now on the outside trying to make it work with Joe DeVete in the 6 car.
Hey, watch out for that 46. Nick Simpson here on the outside in P6. He is slowly making his way back to the front of the pack. Watch out for Nick. He is right there.
Nick Simpson up 15 spots in the Chevy. In a good position. That outside lane will start to work pretty well as they bind the draft and try to make it work. Lap car on the inside. Gonna let them pass by. As now nobody's catching the number 88 car as they are single file. The top 5, top 6 are single file. We're looking at it.
Lap down car of Grant Davis going to be in the way a little bit, but these guys can get around him. But Grant's going to look like he finds himself in the draft, so he will be that first car lap down if a caution comes out. Right now, Matthew Fleming, Josh Larson, and ex-flagship racing teammate Frankie Barroso, now with Bowie Esports in 3rd place.
Yeah, I think that was one of the bigger moves last season was Frankie jumping over to Bowie Esports. And he's making a showcase out here right now as he's in the top 3.
Don't forget about... Go ahead.
No, talking about Bowie, he's all the way back in 29th spot in that 23 car. He's got to make his moves quick. He missed the pits early on in stage 2. Had to go back down and make some adjustments, and now he's in the back of the pack.
Hey, but honestly, some of this might be strategy, right? Trying to hold on to it, keeping it back. You know, just only wants to push when he wants to push. Again, Brandon Bowie, ex-Coke driver. He knows how to get this thing done. He knows how to win these races. Our Season 3 champion. So knows how to get this thing done. He is just in the back, biding his time. I can guarantee it.
Another driver that spends a lot of time on that car. If it's the Xfinity car, it's the truck, whatever it may be. He knows the ins and outs of that race car. And man, you're right. He'd probably make his way back through. He's just being patient. No cautions, though. 71 laps down. This race is coming to an end. He can't be back there too long. He's got to make it now.
That's right. And right now, Devin Smirker leading this secondary pack right here. Has some damage, though. A lot of these cars have some minor damage. Daryl Young back there. Joseph Mealy having some issues all race long. A couple of these guys, though, don't have any damage. But just kind of sitting back here. Maybe got bobbled up in some incidents that didn't bring out yellows, but hey, one caution changes everything.
Absolutely. Anything can happen at Daytona, as we'll start to see these drivers not be as patient as they've been all race. Big shout out to them for doing it, though, because it's been fantastic driving. 0 cautions. Man, 88 still out front. Larson, Frankie 6. Honeycutt, your top 5. DJ making a quick showing here for race 1 at Daytona, up 15 spots in that Toyota.
Yeah, looking really, really good right there in that top 5 position. First Toyota in the field. and looking really, really good. Holding on to it strong. But again, a couple of surprises up front. Having really good races. Thomas Meeks, not necessarily, you know, is a favorite of these tracks. And right now, with the top 6 right now, clean car, looking really good. Very, very strong effort by a lot of these guys. Nick Biddy, Joe David. Awesome to see these guys finding their swing here.
Yeah, Thomas Meeks, I'll tell you what, that 55 car, I feel like a lot of times he gets in some trouble. He might be in a wreck that wasn't caused by him, that takes him out of the race. But
right.
Hey, you got some green flag long run racing going here. He's up front. He feels comfortable in that 55. He's in 7th and been up front all day long.
That's right. Right now, incredible job. Roger Pierce, he's removed from his teammate Daryl Young, because again, Daryl Young and Grant Davis got involved. Ooh! Oh, big move right there. This might be a yellow.
Turned.
Oh, big wreck.
And that's going to be a big wreck. Multiple cars involved off the track. Still wrecking here. 74 laps in. This brings our first caution of the race. Man, oh man.
Yeah, we saw that. We were just talking about Woodruff and Pierce. And man, this guy is just, right as we were talking about him, just got into an issue here. We'll look back at it. Unfortunate for sure.
As we go back and take a look at this replay and see what caused it. Race day live replay, here it is. Let's take a look.
Ah, man, yeah, the 4 kind of comes across the 27's nose. Wasn't quite clear. Maybe even a bad push, just a little bit. But yeah, we're going to see some guys getting involved in this one. Kenny Reel involved.
Might want to take another look at it. I don't know if there was net code there or not, but man, 4 just shot up the track, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see. That blue and white car right there on the top lane. The 27 behind him. We're in slow motion now. Grant Davis, that 24, is a lap down, but leading that outside lane. That's a tough call. 27 kind of catches him. We'll gain some time here and see what actually happens.
You're going to see it right here as the 4 kind of goes up. Contact in the back, maybe right here.
Yeah, the 4 was kind of coming down to maintain his composure, but bump right there, and the bump right there, big bump right there. Yeah, that's just a bad bump by the 27.
Dang.
Unfortunately, in the corner, sends the 4 around. Those things can happen drafting at almost 200 miles an hour. It is not easy.
Yeah, Kenny Reel, this is his 2nd. Oh, big contact there after the fact from the 27. Kenny Reel, that's his 2nd time being involved with an incident today. That was a little bit bigger than the first caution. Hopefully he has full power in that car. Man, oh man. Well, Steve, 25 laps to go. First caution came out. Nothing's changed out front. Let's see what these guys can do, man.
I'll tell you what, this kind of changes the game for a lot of these drivers. With 25 laps to go, and we're going to get a couple laps under caution here, this is going to make this race... these guys are good to go in fuel now. I'm pretty sure. So this could be massive for these guys.
Fuel's going to be good. I don't think anybody's going to be concerned about fuel. They just topped off now. This is going to be a shootout. Everybody is going to be fighting for that first position to try to get there. We probably will see another caution until this race ends, and that won't be no surprise. But man, oh man, you got drivers like Bowie in that 23 and 19th position. He'd love to see that caution. Now he's gonna try to make a push to the front. As we're looking at the choose car here, is they're gonna pick the inside or outside lane?
And there it is.
Now this choose car, I would say at Daytona, doesn't make a big change to it, right? But if you got some of these other tracks, you can actually gain some spots. 2 guys pick the outside, you go inside, you can gain 1 or 2 spots just going, making the right choice. So interesting concept that we got. We do everything just like the guys on Sunday, and we try to make it real as possible. And all these changes that we've made this year, I think are paying off, and I'd love to see this race, Steve.
Yes, sir. Right now it's pretty cool right there, but choose car in full effect. Right now, Matthew Fleming going to be leading this race, followed by Brandon Six and Josh Larson. Larson having a very good race so far with his teammates. A couple of drivers are given the wave arounds. Tell you what, 25 laps to go. What can we expect here, Emery? This is going to be crazy.
If it's been anything like the start of this race and this race throughout, it's been fantastic, and I think it's going to be a shootout. The long runs are over. Everybody's going to be fighting for position. This is a big track, but 24 laps is not a lot of time, especially with the cautions that we've had. We've only had one this whole race. Man, right. I don't even know what to say. You said 51 to Larson. He's been consistent all night long here at Daytona.
Yes, sir, he has. And right now, with 24 laps to go, we're going green here with 23 laps to go. So fuel, I believe, is not going to be an issue right now for these guys. So it is 23 straight laps of full action. No fuel necessary. Tires are okay. It's just straight to the front. Who's going to win this thing? Who's going to take it?
Absolutely. And before we go back to green flag racing, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, Admin Box, Unit Moving Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, they're a new sponsor this season, Harpoon Design, and Sim Motion, another new sponsor this year. Also, big shout out to Under Pressure Power Washing. They are our featured race sponsor tonight. Love to see it and love to see all these sponsors on board. Everybody at home at Race Day Live, appreciate you being here. Our viewership is outrageous tonight, and we appreciate your support. Say what up in the chat. We read it. So if you like a driver, give a call out. But man, oh man, we're going to go back to racing. We're only going to have 23 laps to go as these cars pass the start-finish line, as the pace car is going to come off, and we're going to go back to green flag here at Daytona for the 250. The lights are on. Who's going to take it here tonight? Fleming in the 88 is going to take us into turn 1 and 2. And 6 on the outside. Can he make the run? And Josh Larson in the 51 right behind.
2 by 2. A couple of drivers didn't have the great restart. Frankie Barroso, Jackson Anderson had a bad restart here. This pack has got to be careful with 23 laps to go to not lose this draft. This could be huge.
Too late in the race to not be up front. You cannot lose a draft. You can't go in the second pack. You got to be up front.
Oh, big wreck. Josh Larson.
Josh Larson, we were just talking how consistent he was today, and there's multiple cars. They're still crashing in the back. The 76, 22, 37, unbelievable. This is going to change up everything here at Daytona.
This is the big one. Josh Larson getting turned, it looked like. Unfortunate for him. He had a crazy good race so far. Car a little bit damaged. Can't quite turn it, looks like. Man, oh man. We knew the big one was coming, but when was it coming? And it's right now.
It is here. That is going to be our second caution. All the other cautions were from our stage breaks. Second caution of the night with a lot of cars involved. 22 laps down. Unfortunate. We take another look at this.
We'll go back further back, but man, that is a tough break. Josh Larson right here. Getting pushed by the 15 DJ Honeycutt. What happens? It looked maybe a bad push down the back straight away. Oh, just gets kind of turned a little bit. Man, just tough break. DJ Honeycutt not really doing a whole lot wrong there, pushing down the back straight, which is perfectly normal and perfectly fine, but big wrecks all around. You hate to see it.
Josh Larson taking the big hit right in the middle there. Side door getting smashed. Didn't see too much contact in the front.
No,
Hope he still has a car because he's been out front doing so well today at Daytona for race 1.
A lot involved. Anthony Williams, Roger Pierce, again, our stage 1 winner involved. Donnie Honeycutt, a bunch of these guys involved too. Not good to see James Kaufman a little bit. Looks like Brandon Bowie might have snuck through, but man, oh man, tough break for a lot of these guys. The big one has snuck up and bit us.
It has happened as we're seeing it now. Brandon 6 up front, Biddy, Fleming, Hassong. Number 8, Robert Hassong now jumping up 30 spots as it sits right now. He's in 4th. Wow.
This is going to change everything, Emery. I mean, again, we're within that last quarter of the race. Things are changing. intimidation, and just people are trying their best and their hardest to get up to the front. 20 laps is not a lot to get to the front here, especially with a big pack, but I'll tell you what, for these guys who made it through that big one without any damage, this is huge for them. A couple of guys, Robert Song, you just mentioned, in 4th place. Incredible run for him so far. DJ Honeycutt, will be interesting to see who gets that penalty right there for the caution caused. In my opinion, DJ Honeycutt didn't quite do anything wrong. He was just pushing, and sometimes it's how it goes here at these tracks, but man, unfortunate for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, another big name that's up here now, that's Brandon Bowie in the 23. He's in 12th position, so he's looking real nice. He's moving up very nicely to try to get up front to try to get this win. 21 laps down, will probably be green flag at 19 to go. Not a lot of time like you were saying, but man, looking at all these cars in the pits, trying to get some repairs, topping off the field, changing some tires. That's number 18 coming into pit.
That's right, Daryl Young and Grant Davis got involved to the front of the field, spun out in the backstretch grass, and so far looking pretty good. They might get back into this thing, which is good news for Daryl, as well as Grant Davis back on the lead lap, so you'd love to see it. But right now, up in the front, Brandon 6.
Another guy making his way, the fan favorite, Chris Vanderplat's in the number 13. He's 14 positions up in that Chevy. So he's right there in contention where you want to be to make some big moves to try to get a win. This top 15 pack, anybody can win it.
That's right. Absolutely. And then P2, Nick Biddy. Talked to him earlier, and I reminded him, I'm like, hey man, you finished 2nd last year in this race from some late race heroics, and he again is right there in that position. So would be awesome to see it would be awesome to see him win his first ASRA Cup Series win. Man, I'll tell you what, that'd be a celebration for sure.
He would be a happy camper. Nick Biddy, not 32, up 26 positions in the 2nd spot now with only 20 to go. He needs some help behind him to get him to where he needs to be, but I'll tell you what, he's right there. Number 15, we're looking on board. The number 7 in that Budweiser car. That's one of the cars that came through the stream and saw that paint job. That's a really good look there. Cool car.
Yes, sir. Most of these paints, again, done by Harpoon Design, so go and check them out, harpoondesign.com. Big fan of them over there in Brantley. Right now, the choose is happening. What do they decide to do here?
Yeah, it's hard to say if you want to be on the inside lane, Steve, because everything's changing. It seems every time they come around and get on a new lap, the top lane's working or the bottom, you never know. It's hard to choose. It's hard to decide. I mean, unless you got a bunch of teammates behind you helping out, and you know they're right behind you, going to make that move. Other than that, kind of lost.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. That choose line here for this track might not play a big role into actually racing the track, but it could be massive to be in front of or behind teammates, so you guys can all line up. So that is going to be huge here. I mean, as we see, Brandon 6 on the outside, and now Nick Biddy on the front. So big moves here for these guys. Tell you what, right now we're going to have one more lap to go until we go back green. Let's go and thank our channel sponsors and the sponsors of the ASRA. We'll be right back, folks.
And a big shout out to our sponsors as we are back here in Daytona. It looks like we're on a Race Day Live replay, but we're going to go back green flag racing here. 19 to go as Brandon 6 in the 66 up front. 32 of Nick Biddy. He's in second. Matthew Fleming in the 88 third. Robert Hassong 8. He's in fourth. And Frankie in that 48. He's in fifth. That's your top 5 as we will go back to the green flag here at Daytona 250.
Yes, sir. 18 laps to go here. Once we go green, it's crunch time. If you're not in the front, you want to be. If you're in the back, you got to go.
They got to make the moves now. We want to thank everybody tuning in at Race Day Live as 66 and 32 are going to take us in the 1 and 2. Green flags out. 18 to go. Big jump on the inside. 32 getting a run with Robert Hassong in the 8.
Incredible jump here by Nick Biddy and Robert Hassong. A couple of drivers who aren't normally in the front, but right now, Nick Biddy, Daytona, it's just a great equalizer for these cars. And Nick Biddy, a super strong start here with 18 to go.
DJ Honeycutt in the Toyota in the 15. He's up there as well. We talked about it. Big runs on the outside. 66 and 88 working real well. They've been doing it all night long. 48, Frankie's got to fill the gap to push a little bit better as the inside lane's taking a move. Thomas Meeks in the 55. He's been here as well. In the Chevy, he's up 17 spots. Side by side. 17 to go here at Daytona.
Got to be careful here. This outside line should be coming in here pretty soon. A lot of strong contenders here on the outside that know how to get it done on super speedways. Expect them to get in line and try and pass these guys down low, but it's very interesting to see this inside line is working as well as it is.
They're doing a good job. Now the question is, when do these guys take it 3 wide? After we cross the start-finish line, we'll be 16 to go. This race is coming to an end here at Daytona. They got to start making some moves.
Nick Biddy holding on to it. The outside lane still not making the charge, but Matt Fleming, you can see him on the back end of Brandon 6. He is not getting off that rear bumper. He's trying to make it work. Frankie Barroso in tow. Got to be careful not to hit him too much hard on the corners. Could go around.
7 right there. We're looking at it. Number 23, Brandon Bowie finds his way up to the top 10. He dropped back early on in the race to the 32nd spot. Now he finds himself in 9th. Right where you want to be at this stage of the race. Nobody's catching Nick Biddy, the 32 up front. 8 of Robert Hassong's trying to track him down. 66 can't get the runs like he was early on in the race. Inside lane working.
Right now, Frankie Barroso on the outside lane, really getting that outside lane going. Robert Hassong tries to make a move here on the outside. Really, really bold. Somehow makes it work. Robert Hassong.
Man, oh man, risky move this late in the race. He feels like the outside's going to work with him. He wants Brandon 6 in the 66 behind him, pushing him. Now they're making it work. 88, 48. Thomas Meeks right there behind too, trying to make that work. Biddy now in 3rd position.
Robert Hassong has not won in this ASRA Cup Series yet, but I'll tell you what, he is hungry. In a move like that, he is ready to roll. Inside lane of Nick Biddy, being led by Nick Biddy. He's not really getting going right here. Frankie Barroso taking a peek on the inside, and there they go.
6 making the move on the inside. Now he's going to take the run. I knew it was going to happen. 66 was right on the back bumper of that number 8. He passes him. Now the inside's going to work. Big checkup on the outside. Joe David gets caught up. 3 wide in the back here. Brandon's in a punch. Can he get by this?
This middle pack is crazy right now. Not a lot of friends, back to bumper to bumper. Teammates all over the place. Everyone is all by themselves. What can they do?
6 made a bold move on the inside and was the right call. Now he's got Fleming pushing him to the 88. He's up front. That number 8 of Hassong looks like he's got a little bit of damage in the rear. That's what could be slowing him down just a tad. Joe DeVee trying to figure out how he can get by him.
very impressive by that 55 right there of Thomas Meeks. He is tucked in line. P4, squeaky clean race, has gotten around all the big mistakes, and the big one that has happened so far today. And right now in P4, unbelievable run right now for Thomas Meeks.
One driver to watch out for, Frankie Barroso. He's the top 3 now. He can come out here and win at any time, any given day. As we're looking at it now, 13 to go, 12 to go as they cross the start-finish line. 88 is right on the back bumper. That's 66, pushing him well. Frankie needs to get in line, and he needs some help if he wants to push to the outside. At this point in the race, I think they're going to keep a single file unless they get a big run on the outside.
Woo! Matt Smith right there, then the 16, McClendon.
Contact in the wall.
McClendon got a bad push by Matt Smith right there. Coming down off the track. Don't stop right there.
Oh, boy. Watch out.
Toes it. Smart move right there by Patrick McClendon. Unfortunately got involved with that accident with Matt Smith, but right there, got off the track and towed it. We're staying green.
Yeah, looks like his day is done, but we are still green here. 12 laps to go. 11 when they cross. Now a big run on the outside. That looks like it's the 83 working with his song.
Jackson
Big
Anderson.
Run.
Great move played by Jackson Anderson on the outside. Hasn't been in the front the whole time, but looking pretty good. That paint scheme is modeled after his actual in real life RC cars. Man, what a bold move right here. Brandon 6 is not going to take it.
Yeah, he saw him taking a big run. Now we got the number 23 of Brandon Bowie. He's in 5th. He's all alone. Now he's going to be pushing the 6th. Those two drivers can make it work as the inside lane is pulling away. Anderson in an 83. Hassan, Fleming, Frankie, 6, your top 5. 11 to go. Only 10 left as they cross here at Daytona.
Nick Simpson, a lap down car has got to be out of the way right here. Stay predictable.
They got to watch out. He's going high.
Nick Simpson.
In the middle.
Nick,
no!
what are we doing? No, Nick. Oh, my word.
But unfortunate. Gets involved. That's going to make a big mix-up. I think he wanted to go low. Some drivers wanted to push him high. Last-minute chance. Unfortunate. 10 to go here. That leaves Anderson in the 83 out front and Hassan all by themselves. Brandon Bowie in the 23 making a charge back. He's got a big run.
Man, that's really disappointing to see Nick Simpson right there not getting out of the way. It's a lap down car. If you have to, go down to the apron. But that right there is, man, tough to watch. But Jackson Anderson.
Unfortunate circumstances here. Race is still going. 9 to go, Steve. 20's making a big push in the back. If you take a look, he's going 3 wide.
Oh, boy. You're not kidding right there. Look at this. Chris Parkman. 3 wide.
Kenny Real making a move. Hang on to it, boys. 20's going to get left. Kenny's going to take a push by the 66 on the outside. Brandon Bowie now up front in the 23. Went all the way back to the field. Now makes his way back to the front. 9 to go. 8 when we cross.
There is zero patience right now, Emery. Cannot believe there's no yellows, but I'll tell you what, hard racing at 200 miles an hour.
Turn. 24 getting in a wreck. In the back, that's going to bring out a caution.
Ah, man. We saw it. Hard racing. They were not letting up. And that'll be our 5th caution of the day. Woo! Tell you what, Emery.
We knew the caution was coming, Steve. 8 to go. These guys are fighting for position to get this win. Every driver out for themselves as we take another replay and take a look at this.
Man, 3 wide. Davis had a good run here on the outside, but just didn't have the help at one point. Right now is still 3 wide. Let's see what happens here. Chris Vanderplaat's in the middle right there. Ooh, big moves right there. Oh, just a little bit of some net code right there. The 10 CVP gets into the 24, but really it was. It's going to be tough for race control to decide that, but that is a close call. Go to some rewind real quick just to kind of get a better sense of what actually happened. But man, we'll see it here.
Yeah, sometimes you can see net code. It does happen. We'll take another look and see if this was the case here. As a 24 comes down a little low and just gets a contact.
Yeah, that's a
That
tough.
might have been some net code.
That's a tough break because the 24 doesn't really come down. 10 doesn't really go up. I mean, at the very least, they both made a move just a little bit, just enough to make it to make it happen. Chris Vanderplat's unfortunately getting involved in this as well. Pretty heavy contact on the outside wall. Then Scott Gorson down lower. But man, tough break for these guys. But again, tough racing.
Yeah, we knew it was happening. We knew it was going to work out this way. 7 to go. I think we'll be about 5 to go when we go back to green. Now, let's talk about this. We do have 3 green, white, checkered flags.
That's
so
right.
If there is a caution before it ends, we'll restack them and do that 3 times. As it's going right now, I'm not sure we'll get to that point. Brandon Bowie out front. Matt Fleming in the 88. Number 26 in 3rd. Real in 4th. And 6th in 5th. Big names up front here, Steve.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'll tell you what, all the drivers that I expected to be up front are up front. Brandon Bowie, Matthew Fleming, guys that we know are very, very good when it comes to super speedways. A couple of surprises. Obviously, Devin Smirker was involved in that wreck a little earlier in stage 1, I believe. Has some right side damage, but hey, making it work. Might not be a good leader, but a great pusher for sure. Kenny Reel in P4, Brandon 6th and 5th. A lot of names here in this top 10 that can make it happen. But hey, we're going to go green with about 4 laps to go. It's going to come down to the wire. Nobody's pitting, obviously. Choose rule is going to be coming in here shortly. What does that mean for these guys?
Man, I don't know what to say. Looking at the top 5 guys right now, there's only one driver. That's Devin in the 26. They're the only driver that are only +1 positions from when they started. Brandon Bowie tied for the pole. You got Matt Fleming. He's up 2 spots from the top 5. Kenny Reel, he's only up 1 spot. So pretty crazy to see that late in this race. But Devin in that 26, a new driver for season 5, up 5 positions in 3rd. Let's see if he can make it out here and get a win early on in this season. Choose card now as they pick and choose which way they want to go. They want to start with the inside or the outside. Steve, what are your thoughts? Do you want to be on the outside?
I'll tell you what, I want to be wherever my teammates are. If they're down low, then I'm going down low. If they're up high, I'm going up high. It's that simple for me. Lane choice, as far as, it doesn't really matter. Maybe if you don't have a teammate around you, maybe you pick the lane that has the least amount of cars in it, try and sneak up some positions right there. But that's what I'm doing. Tell you what, this could be our last restart, but I'll tell you what, a lot going on in this race. Such a good race so far. Season 5, race number 1 for the ASRA Cup Series has not disappointed, Emery. This has been a lot of fun.
No, it has not. It's been a lot of fun. And as you're talking about teammates, the number 11 of Real and 66, 2 teammates up top there for Bowie Esports, as the number 23 is on the inside. So I wonder if they're trying to play strategy. They can all reconnect here late in this race and try to get a win. All 3 of those cars, Bowie Esport drivers.
That's right. I mean, right now, this is a deadly combination. Brandon Bowie is a teammate of the outside 3. Kenny Reel, Brandon 6, and Frankie Brosso are all teammates. So right now, what's probably going to happen is Brandon Bowie might get a good bit of a jump right here, and Kenny Reel's going to come right behind him. And then at that point, there'll be a 4-car tandem draft of all Bowie Esport teammates. So right now, these guys are definitely your favorites to try and win this race of Bowie Esports. Right now, Matthew Fleming has no friends behind him. Flagship is not behind him. Devin Smirker, nobody around him. So right now, if I was a betting man, I'm saying Bowie Esports might win this race.
I'll tell you what, I think you're right. And if Devin's listened to the broadcast, I think him and Matt Fleming might be having a little bit of communication here to try to work together, because they're going to need it with that many drivers, team members up front. Pace car lights are off. Steve, we got 5 to go, and this race is going to be over. Brandon Bowie up front right now. He is your leader. Unbelievable race so far. Robert Hassong, he's in 8th. He's up 26th position. He's looking pretty nice out here. Jackson Anderson, Frankie, Devin, Robert Hassong, Joe David, all guys that can come out here and get a win. Thomas Meeks drops back to 11th, but he's another driver that can do this. Anybody's game right now.
Yes, sir. Anybody can win this race still. We're going to be 4 laps to go once we hit the line. 4 laps is a lot to happen. This is going to be interesting for sure. I cannot wait to see who can come out on top. Post-race, stick around. We'll talk to our top 3. And tell you what, it's going to be a really fun time. Again, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. supporting your driver and supporting the league. Right now, hit the like button, the subscribe button. We're pretty close to 300 subs. Would love to hit that by the end of the day. And I'll tell you what, 4 laps to go, Emery. Here we go.
Man, oh man, 4 laps to go as they cross 2.5 miles, 4 turns here at Daytona. Brandon Bowie in that 23 is going to take us away into turn 1 and 2. He's on the inside. 88 of Matt Fleming is going to be pushing him. Does he jump up top? He does. He joins his Bowie Esport teammates. The number 11 and the 66, the 48 and Frankie, all going to work together on the outside lane. But watch this, 88 and 26 and the 83. They got a good group together too, making a big run on the inside.
Man, Matthew Fleming finding some friends right here. Devin Smirker making a move, has some damage right there, so can't really quite lead like he wants to, but man, he can push real hard. Jackson Anderson right there on the inside as well. Who can win this race?
I'll tell you what, they're going to push Bowie until they can't push no more as he goes on the inside, trying to get some side draft action there. Doesn't work. The 8's gone. Big run on the inside. 4 to go, 3 when they cross. Can they catch back up? That train on the outside just isn't happening. Are they going to drop down below and try to get the groove going?
Man, this did not work out quite well for Bowie Esports on the outside, but I'll tell you what, one good push and one good run for them will be able to get this done. Matthew Fleming has a big loose condition right there. That's going to slow down the inside lane.
Yeah, Devin got into some contact with the 88, pushed in the corner. Outside lane's falling apart, or inside lane now is falling apart. Outside lane's looking much better. Check up on the inside. Brandon Bowie, the 23 on the outside, making a run. He's going to get the lead as Kenny Real, the 11's pushing real nice, right on the back bumper of that car.
Incredible run right there by Kenny Real. Pushing his teammate, trying to get to the win. Awesome job. Matthew Fleming going to lead us off. 2 laps to go in the Daytona 250.
2 laps to go. You got to really pick and choose what you want to do right now and make the move, because we're going to be the white flag here shortly. Nobody's catching Matt Fleming in that Chevy of the 88. He's in the 1 position. 26 trying to block. Doesn't work. Kenny in the wall. Brandon Bowie in the middle is going to split him, making a big run. 66 right behind. Devin in the 26 made that run outside. I don't know if that was a smart move or not, but now you got Brandon on the outside.
Man,
Matt Fleming of the 88 inside.
Devin Smirker tried to go for the Hail Mary pass right there. Couldn't quite make it work, but we are approaching the white flag lap here.
And as they cross, Brandon Bowie will get the white flag. 1 more to go here at Daytona. Sponsored by Sim Motion, as we got a car in the wall. It doesn't matter. We're still green. Big wreck in the back. Brandon Bowie in the 23. Brandon 6 in the 66. Gonna battle it out. Frankie in the 48. They're all teammates.
They're gonna race it out right here down the backstretch. White flag lap. No caution will come out on the field. Whoever crosses the line next will be your Daytona 250 winner. What can Frankie Barossa do here?
If it stays this way, Brandon Bowie will be your winner in that 23. But I'll tell you this, 66 is going to try to put a move on him. Can he do it now? As he's on the outside, he's going to make a run. Brandon 6. Does he get the win? He does. He steals it from Brandon Bowie. Frankie Barossa, he's going to finish 3rd. Unbelievable race tonight, Steve.
Incredible job. Brandon 6 is going to be your Daytona 250 winner with a bold last lap, last corner move around his teammate Brandon Bowie. Unbelievable job by Brandon 6. Gets it done today. Woo! Emery, incredible race, incredible last lap there.
Yeah, we got a little bit of contact. There was some wrecking going on in the back, but it was too late. The white flag was out, and they were gone. As we're looking at the number 48 car, he finishes 3rd. Frankie, big run, great run by him. But I'll tell you what, I talked about it early. Brandon 6 coming out early in this season, getting a win. He's out for blood. He's going to try to get a championship, and he started off very well, getting the win here at the Daytona 250.
Yes, sir. Brandon 6 in that Battle Beaver machine. A great partner of ours. I'll tell you what, Brandon 6, burn those down.
And he will burn them down in that Battle Beaver 66. He hasn't changed that paint scheme for a long time. Why would he? He's a champion. He's a winner today at the Daytona 250. Fantastic race by everybody and a fun time here in the booth with you, Steve. I can't wait to talk to these drivers.
Yes, sir. His teammate Brandon Bowie finishing P2. Frankie Barossa with the top 3 finish. Fantastic job. But the man of the hour is Brandon Six. Incredible job. Was in the right spot at the right time. You gotta love it. Teammate burnout. Awesome job.
I think Brandon Bowie is going to try to get there soon enough and try to get a burnout as well.
Love that. Heartbreak from Brandon Bowie, but I'll tell you what, after his race, he cannot be upset with that P2 finish. 1, 2, 3 for Bowie Esports. I'll tell you what, as a team owner, he is ecstatic right now. You love to see it.
Yeah, they'll be celebrating that. It's great to see out here. Man, oh man.
Awesome job.
What a great finish. What a great finish to a fantastic race.
Yes, sir.
Season 5, race 1 did not disappoint. I cannot wait for next week. I believe we're going to Auto Club, if I'm not correct.
Homestead, Miami.
Homestead. We're in Miami. All
yes,
right.
sir. Keeping the Florida going. Tell you what, Daytona did not disappoint today. We're going to talk to our top 3 for sure. And then we'll go back and look at that big wreck that happened on the white flag lap. Right after this, we'll talk to our sponsors. And right now we are high above Daytona International Speedway, and we are at the conclusion of today's Daytona 250. I'll tell you what, incredible run here by all these drivers. Right now we're going to talk to our top 3. Emery, who do we talk to first?
I think we bring in Frankie. We go 3, 2, 1. I think we bring in Frankie, have a word with him. He got 3rd tonight in that 48 Chevy. So let's try to bring him in and say a word.
Oh, hi.
Love that. Frankie Barroso in that 48. New car, new paint scheme, new ride, new team. Everything new. Finishes P3. Solid effort. Bowie Esports 1, 2, 3, man. Hey, great run today. Talk to us.
Well, new car, new team, new paint. Same winless at Daytona. So,
Oof.
yeah, it's a big oof, but you know what? It is what it is. We got good points, not only for me, but also for the team as well. We got good stage points in stage 2. So yeah, I might probably be 3rd in the standing. So, you know, take it, move on. Good next week.
In typical Frankie fashion, Frankie, you got 3rd, man. Let's be happy. First race of the season. You survived. You got all the way here. You're in 3rd spot. You're looking good on points. You went 1, 2, and 3 as teammates for Bowie Esports. What are your thoughts? Frankie, give me some love. Come on now. Let's get you hyped.
Well, I am hyped. I am hyped. I didn't get I was very close to getting wrecked probably multiple times, especially when that big wreck at the front with the 51. I was very close to that. So yeah, I'm happy I wasn't sliding through the infield and wrecked. But also, you know, just want to give a shout out to Kenny, because he had some bad wheel damage, and it was a miracle that he was even up there, because his right front, he had a bent right front, and it was chewing like a cheese grater basically every corner. So, you know, good for him to be up there. I don't think he got the finish he probably deserved. You know, it is what it is.
Well, Frankie, congratulations to you tonight. You got 3rd. You should be happy, and it was great seeing you on the track. We'll see you next week in Miami. I think we're going to Homestead.
Yep, we're going to Homestead.
Fantastic. We'll see you then. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Frankie, your number 48 car, finishing third today. Now we're going to bring in Brandon Bowie in the 23. He finished second. Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, Brandon, you dropped all the way back to the pack of you dropped all the way back in the field on that non-pit stop. Then you came all the way back, top 10, finished top 5, was right there for the win. 6 got by you, man. You're in second place. You did a fantastic job to get to the front here. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, that was, I'll be honest with you. I mean, trying to get back all the way to the front was definitely a challenge. Working with some of the guys in the back, they didn't really seem like they really understood what to do, and trying to coach them through like some of the stuff we need to do or whatever, it just wasn't working. So only thing I could do is pray for a caution. Caution came out, which was a blessing, came down, and another caution came out, picked up some more spots. Next thing you know, I'm like in the top 10. So I'm like, okay, got the lead or whatever, and was just doing my best to just try and not get caught up in any wrecks, because I knew like I could feel it looming. And that one big wreck happened when the guy moved up and I moved to the middle, and I think Kenny, teammate, got put into the wall, whatever. Six gave me that huge shot going down the backstretch when I was in the middle, which helped me clear the guys around, and then we just kind of just went on from there. But man, it's not even about me, honestly. It's about the team. I know finishing 1, 2, 3, bringing Frankie on board from last season has obviously helped a lot. A lot of the guys, even Kenny, was up there, cutting in and out of traffic and doing a hell of a job. So, for me, it's, like I said, it's not even about finishing second for me. It's about how good the team did and how well they worked together. So, I look forward to more of these type of races where we can really, do really good as a team and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. Big outing by Bowie Esports tonight. 1, 2, and 3, like you said. Brandon, congratulations on that second place finish. Do you have any sponsors, anybody you want to shout out before you take off?
Yeah, because of course, gotta thank Bowie Esports and everybody back at the home shop that gets it done week in and week out. Battle Beaver, Boosted, Velocita, Circle B Diecast, family, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You two, I had to go back and listen to it, see how you guys did from me being in the booth last week. I'm pretty sure it'll be just as good. But other than that, man, I'm just happy to be back, and tonight was a fun race, so can't wait for more of these.
Absolutely. That's Brandon Bowie in your 23 car. He got second tonight, one of the top drivers out here. We'll see his name again. We'll talk to him again. Congratulations to him. We're going to bring in our winner, though, Brandon 6 in that 66. Brandon, do you have a copy? Here is Brandon. Brandon, you got a copy for us?
I did. How's it going, fellas?
Hey, good, man. Hey, congratulations. You got first place here at Daytona. You were out front all day long, but I'll tell you what, you were making the right calls. You were going inside when you needed to. You were jumping outside when you needed to as well. Talk to us about those runs. Talk to us about how you got the win and how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel pretty dang good. I was getting a little nervous there once the whole incident there with the lap car happened and I got kind of stuck in the wall. But as far as the night overall, the racing was pretty wild. It was kind of hard to tame. If you had the right partner, kind of knew what they were doing behind you, and keep them behind you, especially on the bottom lane, you kind of dictate the draft a little bit as the night went on. I tried to do that with Grant. I know early on in the race, I was kind of giving him clean air as I could, and we were able to maintain the bottom for a while, but then top lane starts to kind of dominate after a while, and then you have to go up there. So you kind of have to pick and choose. I know Frankie and I were working really close together most of the night when we were up front and trying to call out when those runs were coming. And there was a couple times we called them a little bit too late because those runs are huge sometimes, and you can't make the move. You can't block it, otherwise you're just gonna wreck the field. So you kind of have to pick and choose when to do those. But at the end of the race, kind of got lucky there with the chaos and was able to get hooked up with Bowie and push him there at the end and eventually make my move off of 4.
Hey, you were patient. You made the right moves. You, Bowie, Frankie, 1, 2, and 3 for Bowie Esports. So it's a huge outing for you guys as a team. And congratulations for you yourself getting the win here early for race 1 here on the Season 5 ASRA. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Absolutely. That's Brandon Six, your winner here tonight at Daytona for the 250. Steve, what a fantastic race we had on our hands. I cannot wait for next week. I can't wait for this season. Man, unbelievable. How you feeling, Steve?
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's always a lot of anticipation and nervousness, you know, when you start a new season. A lot of new guys, a lot of new things going on. But I'll tell you what, tonight they proved that we can make this happen, and we are well on our way to becoming a premier series on iRacing. Fireworks in the background, nightfall as happens, and Brandon Six, you're right, out for hunger, out for blood. I'll tell you what, this man has won a lot of races, and to come out and win this race today, big time for him. But incredible race, a lot of fun. This season's going to be great, man.
Yes, it is. And just as we wrap up, we want to say thank you again to all our sponsors, Admin Box, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, and Sim Motion coming on board this season. Big shout out to Under Pressure Power Washing and everybody at home watching on Race Day Live. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this with you. We want to thank you for being here. Sub, follow, do whatever you got to do. We thank you, and we will see you next week in Miami Homestead. Good night.